Behind me, that's a buck. Right there. He's not moving. Right there. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that beauty. Oh, he ran. All right. I made 2 videos today here on my sacred sanctuary, and this is the 3rd one. And I'm going to use my iPad. Oh, see that buck right there, man, right there. So, in this video, I will discuss the West's, which is the United States of America, in this case, attempt to overthrow a government with military force, and that is Venezuela's President Maduro and the government to take the oil. That's the whole purpose, taking the oil. And I have here three options the United States of America put forward according to New York Times. How did I saw that one? Because I was walking and he was walking behind me, it seems like. So I'm going to read for you from Russia Today 3 options the Americans will use in order to overthrow the Venezuelan government. Yeah, because it's narco-terrorists over there, not because of oil. No, it's not that. But let's read. Russia Today, 6th of November 2025. U.S. Navy SEALs eyed for Maduro murder mission. New York Times. Boom. Right there. So, reported options include airstrikes, the deployment of special forces, and the seizure of control over Venezuela's oil fields. Great, great, great. I call today's era that we live in, and it's the American era, I call it the resources plunder era. This is where we are. It's a run for resources, plundering other people's, other nations, other countries' resources by any means necessary. Remember Malcolm X? Or his real name was Malcolm Little. He was born in Lansing, Michigan, and he said, by all means necessary. Well, even Malcolm X realized at one point that without the dominant group, they would be starving. Someone has to work, after all, if you know what I mean. They all want a separation, including, what's his name? Elijah Muhammad from, the black Muslims, and who else is, what's his name? Louis Farrakhan. They all want separation, but they don't separate. Why? Someone has to fucking work. Who do you think those guys are? They want to be in charge, like the managers, but hey, the working people will be of the same group. So let's go back to our chicken here. The administration of the U.S. President Donald Trump is considering 3 ways of removing Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro from power, including through a Navy SEALs operation, the New York Times reported on Wednesday, citing anonymous officials. The report comes after a recent U.S. missile, Okay, let's see. One proposed scenario reportedly involved airstrikes against military facilities, some of which U.S. officials claim might be involved in facilitating drug trafficking, the outlet said. The aim of this approach would be to collapse Venezuelan military support for Maduro. Okay, that's the first one. A second plan would be to deploy U.S. Special Operations Forces, including the elite Delta Force and SEAL Team 6, known as Navy SEALs, to capture or kill Maduro, the outlet claimed. The White House would seek to bypass existing restrictions on targeting foreign leaders by characterizing Maduro as the leader of a narco-terrorist gang. This is so low, man. This is so low. All right. Echoing justification for U.S. airstrikes against drug smuggling vessels, the article stated. The third plan would reportedly send counterterrorism forces to Venezuela to seize control of airports, oil fields, and critical infrastructure. The U.S. has offered a $50 million bounty for information leading to Maduro's arrest or conviction, and the U.S. has reportedly deployed around 10,000 soldiers and 8 Navy warships to the region. Maduro asked Russia, China, and Iran for support, which as of now is, as far as I know, verbal support, not military support. Maduro is ready to buy weapons from the Russians and from whomever will give them missiles and airplanes and so on, fighter jets. We'll find out. Now, let's start with the beginning. If I want your car or your house or your wife, I will, in front of everybody in the neighborhood, claim that you are a bad person and you should give me what I ask for because I want to make you feel better. I want to help you. And since you will not agree with that, I will label you as whatever term I invent or whatever term there is in order to justify my intervention, that is slapping you around and get your wife, if she looks good, just kidding, your house, not, and your car, if you have a good car, or cars, motorcycle, whatever you have. So this is it, my friends. This is what the Americans are doing. They are, look at those, pollution. This is what the Americans are doing. If they want something from someone else and they cannot take it by legal means, they will take it by labeling. Like I label you, I know Choco Choco, and Choco Choco is something bad. And I say, look, he is a Choco Choco and he endangers all of us, including his family. So we have to remove the Choco Choco from the position of leader of that household. And I will sacrifice for all of you and take over his household. And I will provide some services while I'm the new head of the family. Got it? So if you think that this is okay, I always say this, if you think this is okay, I hope that happens to you. And then I guarantee you, you will in a second realize that it is not okay. Because sometimes people cannot think abstractly or objectively. They need to be put in the equation in a subjective, direct way. And when they are directly harmed, by the policies or whatever the issue might be, then they wake up and say, oh my God, that is bad. Now that is a very, very primitive way of being. Why? Only animals react like that. We are animals, but we have brains, remember? Brain. They have brain too, but, we can anticipate, we can analyze, we can, make decisions differently than the animals do. Therefore, if only when something hurts you, you realize, oh, that's pain here. If I go that way, like right here. I got hurt. Well, you anticipate and you avoid it. Or you're strong and you fuck it up. Which one it is? So, all right, my friends, this is the Maduro story. Maduro's story is this. Venezuela has oil. That's the problem. And Venezuela does not want to cooperate with the Americans. Probably Venezuela would cooperate with Americans, but it seems like the deal offered by the Americans is not an acceptable deal for Maduro for whatever reason. I'm not certain exactly what it is. It's not about democracy. It's not about freedom of the Venezuelan people and so on. It's not about that. Maduro does not want to make a deal with the Americans because probably the Americans do not offer him a affordable deal or acceptable deal. Now, you can say Maduro is a patriot. Could be. I don't know. Could be. The deal is he doesn't want to give the Americans its oil. And the Americans are finding ways to take the oil, like Iraq and so on. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you later. I'm gonna make one more video.